Welcome to me, Manasakshi. Astrology and Vastu Sastra. It is something which we are using in our day-to-day life. For example, from doing horoscope for a newborn baby to invest the amount in the markets. With knowingly or without knowingly, we are using this Vastu Sastra in our day-to-day life. So we have a lot of questions on this. To answer those questions and to clarify about the issues of Vastu Sastra, today we have our chief guest who is an expert in Vastu Sastra, none other than Deepika Sangi Gupta Garu. Welcome Deepika ma'am, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Namaskaram.
Namaskaram ma'am, thank you, thanks a lot. So in previous shows, we gave answers to a lot of questions and you gave explanations to a lot of answers how Vastu is related to our life. But ma'am, today I need to ask something like this Vastu Shastra, how can it impact in day-to-day life of our humans and how much importance we need to give Vastu Shastra in day-to-day life, ma'am?
See, in day-to-day life, Vastu is really very helpful. We have the zones, as the common men, we all know there are east, west, north, south, then northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So, every zone has its own attributes, its own functions. So, if we are in the positive zones, we think positive. When we think positive, we do positive, right? And then we get the positive results also. But if we are in some of the negative directions, let's say more on the eastern side of the southeast. So, that is the direction which gives us lot of churning. So if somebody, like in day-to-day life also, we see if somebody, continuously sitting over there, or if somebody has bedroom over there and sleeping over there. So what happens? That person, keeps on thinking about a issue or a thing and never takes the right decision at right time, and sometimes the person also gets into depression or something. So vastu in day to day life is very much important, sitting on the right place. And as I said, every direction has its own attributes. So, while working, there are some fixed directions. If you're sitting over there, you will get good and positive results. And for relationships, for, joy, happiness, profits, banking, for every aspect of life, we have one or the other zone. And if we have balanced that zone in the house, then definitely we get the positive results regarding that matter.
Awesome, ma'am. So you told all the day-to-day examples and how it was impacting. So for sure, Vastu Shastra is impacting in us in day-to-day life. It can be very small thing or it can be a very big thing. So I
Yeah.
have one more doubt on this Vastu Shastra, ma'am. For example, if a household containing like 3 to 4 members,
Yeah.
and how this Vastu will affect each member in the household separately.
Okay. See, like in a household, let's say there are four members. Let's say there is husband, wife, and the two children. Okay. Now husband, let's say, is a doctor, right? So for him, the northern side of the northeast is very important direction. If that direction is balanced in the house, he will have more of the healing, capabilities in him. Let's say one child, he is attorney. The other one is something related to IT. So for the IT person, I would suggest he should be more in the zones of north, northwest, and the attorney can be more on the northwest, northern side of the northwest, and even the west. And again, attorney needs more of the social connection, so the eastern side is also good. So though 4 to 5 people living, but they all have different occupations. If not, if they all are having the same occupation, then age difference is there. So the vastu has very deep theory in this, like regarding the profession, regarding male female profession, age. So after seeing all these, we prescribe the best position for them to sleep, to work, for all those things, so that they can have a good, happy, and harmonious life.
Yeah, when we came to this question, ma'am, I have one more thing. For example, if it is like 4 members household and one person is bothering a lot because of it can be financial issues, it can be marital issues, it can be any other issues. But if you do some vastu change or some remedy to that, how that impact to the other members in the same house, ma'am?
Okay, see, let's say one of the family member is not sleeping or sitting on the positive zones. Let's say he's the one that one person who is afflicted is more on the western side of the northwest. Then that person will go into the depression. For that, now see, we at least I don't tell the remedial vastu regarding just because it's not easy in the US to do the constructional changes. So I usually balance that person with the five element theory. I will be balancing the five elements in the house and the elemental theory once balanced, then everybody will get the good results. It's not that the vastu is done, then one person will have good results, other will have the bad results. It's like harmony for all, happiness for all.
Oh, that's really good answer for these questions, ma'am. And people will have like different rasis and different nakshatras.
Yeah.
And some people will be happy, some people will be sad. How the rasis and nakshatras, will it impact to the Vastu Shastra or there will be no impact on Vastu Shastra, ma'am?
See, Rashi and Nakshatra, they don't impact directly on the Vastu Shastra. Let's say, if one person is going through Sarasati or something like that, the Saturn transit or Saturn Dasha or Rahu Dasha, let's say, and if the person is also in the negative zone of the house, then definitely there will be, the twin impact of the negativity on him, right? Otherwise, on the broader view, your Rashi and your Nakshatra has nothing to do with the Vastu Shastra because Vastu Shastra is a science of the earth. So nothing has to be done. Vastu,
Okay.
jahan you vas, where you stay. So, just creating the positivity and harmony in your household, at your workplace. So, it has nothing to do with the Rashi and the Nakshatra. So, Vastu can be, in fact, such a good question. See, Vastu can be used by the persons who don't have their horoscope. And then by using the Vastu, they can create the happiness and the harmony in their life.
Awesome. If one person is happy or if one person is sad, that will impact the entire household. But if one person is happy, everybody can be happy. That's
Yeah,
really good answer, ma'am. Thank you.
yeah.
And these days, as you mentioned in your previous interviews, there will be like eclipse happening for every 15 days. It can be like minor or it can be like major eclipses, which is having very less impact to which is having like greater impact. So how that eclipse reactions will impact the Vastu Sastra? Will it impact or there will be no impact of the eclipse in Vastu Sastra, ma'am?
Okay, regarding the eclipse, it has nothing to do with the Vastu Shastra. And all the three eclipses that happened within the span of 15 days is already over. Now we are having another eclipse in the November. And that is why 2020 is a tough period for everybody. So, but on the broader view, it has nothing to do with the Vastu Shastra. Yes, whenever there is an eclipse, what you can do is that, you can keep a bowl of water or something in the northeast, and after the eclipse you can just put that water in the plants so that it will remove the negativity of that eclipse from the house. It will keep the house like harmonious. And then after the eclipse also, just sprinkle the water which has some saffron threads and yellow this chandan powder in it, so that will again bring the positivity in the house, the positive vibrations in the house after the eclipse.
That's really cool, ma'am. And now we have one caller with us, Jashwant from Detroit.
Okay.
Jashwant, how are you?
Uh, hi, Preeti. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How about you, Jashwant?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for hosting the show. I'm liking
Cool.
your anchoring and Deepika Ma'am's answers. Can I ask a
Thank
question?
you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You can shoot your question to Deepika, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks. So I had a general question about Vastu Shastra, ma'am. Like, I'm in the market for buying a house for our family. So when we
Okay.
buy house, some people say that it's good to have east-facing house, or they're specific with directions. Does that really matter?
Okay. So see, I have already, many times I have cleared this is purely a myth. See, the east and the north facing houses, what was the logic is that, in earlier days when this Vastu Shastra was written, it is written by the, Lord Shiva. So, he used to give his configurations regarding the house and everything to Lord Vishwakarma. So Vastu is that old science. And in those days, there was no electricity. And the females of the house used to get up early in the morning to cook for the household and everything. So that is why the east facing houses were considered auspicious, because when the sun rises, they automatically they can start their activities of the day. The females can start their activity. So that is why the north and the east facing houses were considered auspicious. Otherwise, there is no other logic behind it. East, west, north, south, all the houses are good. All the directions are good, I mean to say. See, sometimes you have seen that some house is, when purchased by an attorney or a IT, proves very good. Otherwise, and if somebody else picked it up, let's say a businessman, then it is not that auspicious. So every house has its own vibrations, and it has nothing to do. All the four directions are good. When God has made the four directions, they all have something in store for them.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thanks. Thanks.
I hope you are
Thank you.
satisfied with the answer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. He would be satisfied. Thanks a lot for calling, Jashwant. And actually, ma'am, this is really a big confusion for all Indians or for all US people, because the Vastu Shastra will come mainly significant. I mean, we will give lot of significance to Vastu Shastra when we are moving to a new home, or when we are buying a new home. So how can you explain? So what measurements we need to take in Vastu Shastra while moving to new home, or buying the new home, ma'am?
Okay, see, like in astrology, we have 27 nakshatras, 27 constellations. Similarly, in Vastu, we have energy fields. So, we work on the energy fields. So, some energy fields are very, very good, like Jayant is very good, Mahendra is very good. So, some energy fields are not that very good. So, when we buy the house and the main door is opening on a good energy field, whether it's south, north, east, west, hardly matters. It depends on the energy fields. So if the door is on the positive energy fields, you definitely have the good impact in the house. So like, let's say for a businessman, I would recommend a west facing house. For a politician, I would say yes, east facing house is good. So it depends on the the main person, the head of the family, what the occupation is, what the age is, and then it should be decided. The one thing which I would like to tell the viewers is that always avoid the house having a bathroom in the northeast. That's it. If there is a bathroom in the northeast, then that house is like on the ventilator. So just avoid that thing. Otherwise, all the things in the Vastu can be fixed. And just with the color therapies, just by putting the right elements in the right direction, with just these two remedies, we can fix any kind of Vastu, any kind of Vastu problem, any kind of Vastu dosha. Just avoid having the, house which has a northeast bathroom. It should not be, whether it's a basement, whether it's first floor, second floor, third floor, it should not be there.
Yeah, thanks a lot, ma'am, because this will help to lot of US people who are staying here, who are buying new homes. The northeast facing, what you said, they'll try to think like that, because you gave a good main suggestion to us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and one more thing, ma'am, like previously we have like Dravidian culture where they will not see the moving of planets. They will not calculate any astrology by seeing the movie of moving the planets, but they'll consider only the Nadi Jyosham at that time. So how can we can define the Vastu Shastra in the Dravidian culture, and how it got changed in this Vedic culture, ma'am?
See, earlier, I feel our ancestors, they were more scientific than us. They know. See, they were living so balanced life. Was there cancer at that time? Was there any chronic disease at that time? People were healthy. People were happy. If we see our ancestors, like, don't go that long back. Just see your grandparents or something. Was depression the word exist in the family? No. Cancer existed? No, nothing. Because they know like they were so much scientific people. They know, they used to eat the seasonal vegetables, they used to eat at the right time, they used to sleep at the right time, they were following the system which a human body needs, right? And today we people have become so advanced, but we are losing that science behind living for a good life. We have left that science. So now we need so many other things to make us happy. Otherwise, in earlier days, if we talk about our past also, when we were kids, like we used to be in the joint family, sharing with the other members of the house. So the sharing was, that was inculcated in ourselves since the childhood. That sharing, that happiness, how to be in happy in with others' happiness also, right? Which is missing today. And this is because, yes, Vastu has a role in it, because today the houses are not made Vastu based. So, somewhere or the other, we have that negativity inside, and then the way of living has really changed a lot, which is not that, good for a good human being living. So that is why. And if we talk about this culture, like our Vedic culture and everything, so I always say, just look at the science behind the Vastu. See, I have told this many times, like if you see the horoscopes or something, it is written in the Vedas that this person will have lot of wealth, this person will have good clothes. But in today's world, everybody has good clothes, right? Because the paying capacity of the people have increased. For the vehicles, at that time when this Vedas were written, no BMW, Audi, Mercedes, they all didn't existed. So it was like the person will have good transportation system. So the person will have elephants, the person will have horses outside his house. It is written like that way in the shlokas. But that doesn't mean that today, in today's world also, the people will have elephants or horses outside their house. So we will compare this, the science, we'll just pick the science and we will compare it to the transportation mode. So somebody will have very, very good cars. If it is an elephant, so it is like spending more on the mortgage and everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we
Ma'am.
just
Before
have to
continuing,
pick. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Before continuing our discussion, we have one more caller with us.
Okay.
Mohan.
Hi, Deepika ma'am.
Hi,
How are
Mohan.
you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. Doing good. Thank you. Ma'am, actually, I'm from Baltimore, and recently we sold a house, and we are planning to buy a new one. And
Okay.
the new house is south-facing, and as per Indian tradition, you know that my parents are opposing the south-facing. Do I really need to think about that one, or can I continue?
Please continue. South facing houses are really good. If one day I'll be buying some, real estate for my kids, I'll be definitely picking either south facing or west facing. These houses, south facing house bring a lot of recognition. So south facing houses are really good. Yes, because again, as I said that, east and north are just because so the people can start their day-to-day activity quickly, right? The ladies. Otherwise, south facing is good. Just check, as I said, there should not be any bath or toilet in the northeast of the house. That's it. Otherwise, everything can be fixed. Everything. And if you have any problem,
Thanks a
just
lot.
put a red color carpet, just a red color mat on the entrance of the house. That's it.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Deepika
yeah.
ma'am. You gave me a lot of confidence. Thank you.
Yeah, please go for that. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mohan, and thanks for calling. So, Deepika ma'am, really, this is a little bit confusion, and this is very good opportunity for all the years people to call to you and clearing their doubts. And we have one more caller also, Raj from USA. Hi, Raj, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, Raj. Please continue with your question to Deepika ji.
Yeah, I have a small question that the place where we sleep also does matter in the house.
Can you please repeat? I could not understand your question. I'm sorry.
The place
He's
where we
asking
sleep
the
in the night.
place. Yeah, I'll repeat the question, Raj. He's asking the place where we are sleeping, does it matters for Vastu or doesn't matters for Vastu?
Yes, that is the main place where you are sleeping. If you are sleeping in the positive directions, then definitely it will give you good results. And if you are sleeping in the negative directions, according to the Vastu, then it is not good. Then it can bring some or the other disease, depression, stress inside you. So your bedroom is really very much important in Vastu Shastra.
Because we live like a 10 people in our house, I don't have place
Okay.
to sleep.
Okay, so if there are 10 people, I would say just avoid, the eastern side of the southeast. If somebody is sleeping there, it's not good. The southern side of the southwest, and I would say the western side of the northwest, and also avoid northeast. For only children up to 10 years can sleep in the northeast. Otherwise, or elderly people can sleep in the northeast. Like somebody who is 70 plus, they can also go for the northeast bedroom.
Regular?
What?
He's asking about regular.
Yeah, regular. Yeah, this is like generic. I'm telling you that these places should be avoided to sleep. Northeast is a positive direction, but it is not meant for sleeping over there because it is very high energy level over there. So people usually, develop some brain disease or some kind of stress, depression. So Northeast should also be avoided.
Yeah, I think Raj, you got your answer. And thanks a lot for calling. And thanks a lot, Deepika ji, for answering the questions because these are very common questions to all the people. So we have one more caller with you. Karthik,
Okay.
how are you, Karthik?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Priti?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, you can shoot your question to Deepika ji.
Hi, Deepika. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, pretty well. Thanks for asking. So, Deepika ji, actually, I'm planning to take a house. Does it really matter to go for a particular direction based on our name or anything as such that we have to choose?
No, it does not. As I said, like today we are receiving calls regarding the entrance of the house only. It has nothing to do with the name, your nakshatra, nothing. Because the energy fields in the Vastu and the constellations, they are two different concepts. Nothing has to do with your name or nakshatra.
Oh, I see. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Anything else that we need to take care of, while purchasing property or anything as such?
As I said, just see that it should not have any toilet or the bath in the northeast of the house. All other things in the Vastu can be fixed. If the house has a northeast toilet or bath, then that house is definitely on the ventilator kind of a thing.
Okay.
That cannot be fixed at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Karthik. I think you got your answer. As in COVID time, people are planning to move to the new homes, which should not be like apartments or something else. So maybe for these things, we are getting the same question, same type of questions from every caller. As we
Yeah.
will think about the Vastu Shastra when we are planning to buy a new home or planning to move to a new apartment or something else, ma'am. So we have one more caller with us, Pravalika. So hi, Pravalika. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I just have like one question for Deepika.
Yeah, please.
Hi. So like if for one house, that it's lucky, and few people say that it's not like lucky, or like what do you say, like once you go into the house, like something bad happens to them, or some bad effect happens to them, or things like that. But a few people say that okay, this is lucky, and like so many good things happen to me, like once I move into the house. So how is this like differing, or how is this happening, like?
Okay, so you want to ask that, if one family moved in one house, they had very good results, the other family moved, does not have that good results, and they think that this house is not auspicious. So why this is happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes,
for
that's
this,
right.
see, it depends on the dashas also. Maybe your horoscope, in horoscope, you're going through some bad dasha. But again, all the inmates cannot have that bad dasha, right? All the household members. So maybe after going into the house, you did some, opposite kind of elemental theory. Like maybe you had some red color paint or red color curtains in the northern side. So, that will make drainage of the money. So maybe the previous family was having either the white color or the blue color in the north, and the new family which entered the house put some red color in the north. So that's why I say that it is very much important to see like in which zone you are putting which color paint, because that really works a lot. The color therapy, with the color therapy only we can heal 80% of the vastu of any prescribed zone.
Okay, so generally, like, what colors are not preferred, like, to put in the house?
I would say purple color and the brown color should be used with extra cautiousness. Avoid these two
Okay.
colors, purple and the brown in the, yeah, because if used a little bit, here and there, it can really cause serious damage.
Oh, okay. And very preferred colors, like any other, like,
No, purple and blue color.
neutral or preferred? No,
Yeah.
neutral and preferred colors, like which
Oh,
are
purple and brown. I'm sorry. Yeah, purple and brown. Brown should be avoided, totally avoided in the house.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, thanks a lot, Travalika, for calling. So with this call, we can know like colors will also impact our Vastu Shastra, ma'am. So in our next discussion, we'll continue about these colors, but we have one more caller waiting for us, Prasad
Okay.
from California. So hi, Prasad. Prasad?
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Prasad.
Yeah, hi. Actually, my
Prasad,
question is related to Vastu Pujas.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard because I've just moved into a house and also my office also has been moved into a new place. So I hear everyone saying it's better to do a Vastu Puja. So I just want to understand is that Vastu Puja done to a own house, or even if it's in rented house, is that to be done? Or what exactly is this Vastu Puja, and what are the things which are benefited once you do Vastu Puja?
Okay, so see, Vastu Puja, it actually creates the positive results, positive vibrations in the house. So whether it's a rented apartment or whether it's your own, if you're going through the Vastu Puja, so it's a good thing. It will only create the harmony in the house. It will create the positive vibrations in the house. So you can have the Vastu Puja. And in that Vastu Puja, they usually, worship all the energy fields, all the energy devtas. So it's always good to have the Vastu Puja.
So because I heard Vastu Puja is done for own houses but not for rent spaces, because I'm not sure really. So just want to understand.
No, it's a myth. It's a myth. See, any puja will only create the positive vibrations. So if you're having in a rented, see, whether it's own or rented, but in the rented also you are living. You are doing all the day-to-day activities over there. You are spending your family time there. You are spending, whatever you are going out, earning the money, and then you are bringing back that to your home only. So whether it's rented or whether it's own, at the end of the day, for whom you are earning, for those family members, for that home only, right? You will be enjoying there only. So puja is always a good thing. It's totally a myth that it should not be done in the.
Okay, thank you. And how is it benefited for the workplace also? I mean, yeah, the work office also, they were just saying when we spoke to one of the priests, he was just mentioning let's do Vastu Puja. So how is it benefited to the work?
See, as I said, any puja, it just create the positive vibrations. So, you are just like, let me explain this way. Like if you are going to meet your parents, let's say they are in India and you are going there to meet them. And when you enter the house, you touch their feet, as Indian culture says. So they will be happy, right? But again, they will forget this in a day or two. Like every day morning, you have to do this thing just to make them happy. So similarly, when you do any puja, so you just, you are touching the feet of all those energy fields, all those energy data. So they will be definitely giving you the good result, the positive vibrations for a few days. But to get permanent blessing of all the, Vastu Devtas and everything, the home should be Vastu, in the harmony with the Vastu principles. It gives it emits the positive energy for some time, for a limited time, and it's always good to have any puja.
So Vastu Puja, is there anything like we can do once in a year or something like that, or if we do once, that should be fine?
Yeah, you can do, but again, I'm saying by doing the Vastu Puja, it does not mean that you have balanced the Vastu and you will be getting the good results. It is just that you are, like as I said, that when you go to India and you touch the feet of your parents, so you are saying a hello to them, and in a very good way, like in the Indian culture, according to so just doing those puja is basically saying, you're doing namaskaram to all those gods, so they will definitely bless you. But it does not mean that you will get the good results of that place, because for that you need to balance them.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
I hope you understood.
Yeah, I understood. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prasad. So based on the Prasad's question, we can able to clarify what is myths and what is really related to the Vastu Deepika ji. So really, this is a good question to all of us. So we have one more caller, like Vamsi. So Vamsi.
Hi.
Hi, Vamsi.
Hi.
Hi, can I speak to Deepthi ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hi. Ma'am, I really love the way you have answered the question related to the direction of the houses and how is it important in terms of sunlight and everything. I really like the way you answered on the Vastu one. However, I wasn't very happy with the way you spoke about eclipse. So I know there is a myth about eclipse and not to believe in them. I just want you to provide more clarity on what needs to be done at eclipse time and what is a myth. Can you help us understand that?
Definitely. See, eclipse are not the myth, but yes, when there is an eclipse, then there is some kind of negativity. As in one of my episode, I can then share the story regarding the eclipse, why these eclipses happen. Because when the Samudra Manthan happened, at that time, we had that nectar, and then Lord Vishnu didn't share it with the devils as promised to them that, okay, help the devtas to take out the nectar from the ocean and then we all will share it. But Lord Vishnu did not share it. So, the Swan Bhanu, he got so angry, and then he came into, he changed his place and he sit between the sun and the moon, and he had the nectar. And the Lord Vishnu became so angry that he cut his throat. So the upper part of the body became Rahu and the lower part became the Ketu. And because sun and moon complained at that time to the Lord Vishnu, so the eclipse happens to the sun and moon by Rahu and Ketu, the north node and the south node. So this is like, I've told the story in a very quick way because we have many callers and everybody, but once I'll take this story. So eclipse really happens, and eclipse happens because of the negativity. So during the eclipse, if we chant the mantras, we create a lot of harmony in the mind, body, aura, and the soul. So the best way, don't get into any superstitions. I don't believe in that. Just always see the science behind, as we say, Vastu Shastra. So what is the science behind that? Just pick that science and see. In Satyug, what happened? The ladies used to cover their face. We used to have that ghungat system, parda. But now, people doing that? No. So, so many things from the Satyug to this Kalyug have changed. So we have to just see how we can apply this science to the Kalyuga, right? So during the eclipse, just do any mantra chanting, or you can consult the astrologer also. Just see which dasha is going. You can chant the mantra of that Lord. Let's say your Jupiter dasha is going. So chant the mantra of Jupiter. If your Saturn dasha going, just chant the mantra of the Saturn. So, this will help to please that dasha Lord. And then you can have the positivity of that dasha. If you are going through the Sadesati, I would suggest that whenever the eclipse happens, just chant Om Namah Shivaya, right? And similarly, if you are going through any depression, stress, anxiety, or any kind of disease, then you can chant the Mahamrityunjay mantra, which is called the Sanjeevani mantra. Whatever chanting we do during the eclipse, that month become Jagrit. It is said in the Sanskrit that it becomes Jagrit. So it becomes active for us throughout the life. So let's say you started any mantra during the eclipse, then it will be Jagrit on your, it is said Jiva pe Jagrit. तो वो आपके लिए जागृत हो जाता है mantra, and then whenever in the life you will chant it, you will get the positive results of that mantra. And again, I say, instead of doing with the mala, you know, we humans very quickly get this pride. Oh, I did 10 malas. Oh, I did 5 malas. Instead, just try to make the direct connection with the God during the eclipse time. Just sit, put Gyan Mudra, lotus feet, and just keep on chanting. 5 times chanting is also good rather than doing 5,000 times. If for that 5 times you felt that connection with the God. I hope I cleared your question.
Surprised.
Yes, absolutely.
No,
Yes,
I'm so
Vamsi?
surprised with these superstitions. Being a doctor, you are trying to say this. I'm sorry, I'm not happy with the answer.
No, but see, this is what eclipse happens, and the science is also proven the eclipse happens. And you can see, just please go and Google, as it is said in the Shastras that during the eclipse, some or the other things happen. Just go and see the Google. During the eclipse, there are more tides in the ocean. You know, during the eclipse, you will find the people who have stress, depression, they react more at that time. Like during the Puranmashi, the full moon day, the science has proved, please go and see the Google, the apogee and the progeny, the science has proved that during the eclipse or the new moon, the full moon, at that time, there are high tides in the ocean. Please check it out.
I think
You will find the relevance of this, and then you can definitely please come back. I would love to clear your doubt and the myths.
Deepika ji, actually, there is a confusion between the myths and also the superstitions and also the Vastu Shastra. I think these three are interrelated, but it's not like combined. We cannot combine these three together. So there is completely difference between what is myth and what is superstition and what is Vastu Shastra. So Vastu Shastra is completely entirely different. So we need to make people to understand what's the difference between the myth and Vastu Shastra.
See,
So-
people still following the things which were written in the Satyug, which is not applicable today in the Kalyug, right? In the Satyug, there were so many different things. Like in the Satyug, there was more dharma. If you see Lord Rama, right? So he left, just his father said, you go to the forest and be there for 14 years, right? And he went. Today, any son will go? You tell me. No. So there is a lot of difference between that Satyug and Kalyug. So how we can get benefit through these sciences, that we have to just pick the science behind it, right?
Absolutely, ma'am. So there is a difference between what is science, what is Vastu Shastra, and Vastu Shastra is interrelated with the science. In so many conditions, the science we
It is
prove
purely
scientifically.
scientific. Yeah, it is purely. In the next episode, let's take this. I'll explain how it is scientifically proven that Vastu is really, it is a science. It is totally a science.
I agree with
And
you,
I can
ma'am.
share some cases of mine where, I have worked and very good results are there.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah, we all will agree with that, and we are here to clarify what's the difference between the myths and this Vastu Shastra.
The science.
And we have one more. We have one more caller from Jersey. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question with Deepika ji regarding my bedroom, and in the bedroom opposite, I have a bathroom door. Is it a negative? It gives a negative this thing or what? I heard about it. Like if the bedroom, bathroom door are opposite each other, it will have a negative effect. Is it so?
No, it is not. Again a myth. Again I'll say, See, the Vastu Shastris, like the people who do the Vastu, they're still following that Satyuk thing. We have just to pick the, see, in today's time, if I say, okay, remove that bathroom, is it possible? No, it's not possible. And if the gates are opposite to each other, it is not bad at all in this Kali Yuga period. It is good, it's okay. I'm not saying it's good, it's okay. It depends on which direction it is. So where your bedroom is, in which direction it is,
My
Ravi?
bedroom is on southeast, southwest,
southeast.
and yeah, and the bathroom is just opposite to the bedroom.
Just opposite. So it is also in the southwest?
Yes.
Okay, if it is in the southwest, then are you facing any problem like there is the problem in the stability of the profession? Do you have some or the other problem always keep on
No,
happening in your profession?
stability. I don't have that kind of problem, but I heard that whatever you earn, and it will
No,
drain
no,
away.
I'm just trying to clear your myth. I'm just trying to clear. Just let me know, just give me the answer of two questions that do you have any problem in the stability of your profession?
No, not at all.
Okay. Any problem regarding the relationships?
Relationship also not. Only my concern is whatever I earn, and that is I'm not able to save much.
Okay, so I'm just saying that if you are not having any problem regarding the profession or relationship, then that bathroom door is not giving or not emitting any negative energy for you.
Is there any little remedy I can use so that I don't feel that I'm having a negative effect of that?
See, first, that's what I'm saying. If you are having, if you don't have any problem regarding the profession and relationship, then that bathroom is not giving any negative energy. Still, for your satisfaction, you can put a yellow color mat over there. As you are saying, it is in the southwest, so I'm saying put a yellow color mat over there. A doormat, yellow color
at the doormat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Yeah, we have a lot of this type of confusions, ma'am. Like when Ravi told about what needs to be the remedy for his question, so we will go with the remedies topic, ma'am. Like, so there will be some problems with, some problems with Vastu Sastra, and people will consult you for some of the remedies like Ravi. So now you suggest him it's a very small remedy where he can afford it. But we can see a lot of remedies which we cannot afford it and people needs to spend a lot of money on that. It can be any home changes, either it can be like any job changes, it can be like anything. So how we will differentiate like how much impact these remedies will show? Will if we do that remedies, can we back to our normal life, man? What we are expecting?
Yes, yes. See, the remedies in Vastu really works a lot. As I did a Vastu just a few days back, I think a month or so, and she's a doctor, and she was on a high medication. She used to have migraine, and she told me that she used to have 3 to 4 tablets in a day, and when I went to their house, I see that, you know, some of the sensitive points have some sensitive issues over there. I just asked them to clean those things from there and to remove few things from there. And then I did the color therapy. I did the elemental therapy. Now this month she told me that, you know, she has taken just 1 tablet throughout the month. So, you know,
Awesome.
Vastu has that much impact. If we keep negative things, you know, in the house, like let's say now broken electronics, it creates a lot of negativity in the house. So if especially they are on the points, on the sensitive points, then see the Vastu is actually the Vastu Purush over there, right? And similarly, it's like a human body. So if we have kept on the sensitive points, then definitely we will get afflicted on those points. And then the next question will be then who will be getting afflicted? So the person whose stars are weak, whose horoscope is weak, that person will get affected most.
Of course, ma'am. What you said is a little bit knowledgeable to us on this. So, for example, what's the suggestion from you that people are spending blindly on huge amount on some Vastu Sastras, like very huge amount. So what's the suggestion from you to us, ma'am?
See, it does not need huge amount. It does not need. Actually, through, as I said, just through the colors, we can control 70 to 80% of the Vastu. And then at times we put wrong paintings or wrong statues somewhere or the other. That needs to be seen, that whether they are not on the sensitive points or something. And then with the elements, by placing the right elements in the right direction, we can just cure 100% of the Vastu. It's that don't pick any property which has northeast toilet or bath. That's it.
Of course, ma'am.
And we
Sure.
can really have a happy, prosperous, and healthy life.
Yeah, sure. Of course, ma'am. We'll try to follow this, and every people who are watching, they need to about what is real Vastu. And ma'am, how these different time zones, as we are from India, and some people will born in India and they'll come to US and they will have a different time zones. So if we want to do some group pravesham or if we want to perform some good activity in our home or something else, how we have to do? Whether we have to see the US time zone or whether we have to consider India's time zone?
No, US time zone. Wherever you are living, where the puja has to be performed, you have to see the time zone of that area only. And like if you are, though you are born anywhere, but if you are residing in US and you want to do the Grah Pravesh Puja or anything, then you have to see the time zones of US only.
Oh, that's a good answer, ma'am. So we have one more caller from Krishna. Hi, Krishna.
Yeah, hi. Hey, Deepika, good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning.
Yeah, I do live in Arizona. I would like to know what precautions we need to take when we need to buy a home in Arizona. As you know, it's a hotter place.
Okay. See, first of all, I would say the Vastu principles, it does not depend wherever you are picking up the property. First of all, it should not be near any, negative places like a hospital or something, because at there people leave their negativity. They're leaving their diseases over there. So, it should not be near any hospital, any temple also, because, people go and cry in the temple, so the house should not be near. And see, by God grace, like you can say the way the US is, then the residential areas are different, and these temple area, hospital areas are different. Like in India, it is like nothing is defined, right? Which is defined here. So it is all good. And the second thing I would say, just see the house which has more of the ventilation, where you can feel the sunlight. It should not be like darkness in the home. There should be natural light in the home, natural ventilation in the home. That houses are good. And then again, just avoid having the northeast toilet and bath.
I think that's a very good answer for Krishna's question, ma'am. So yeah, people will think whether they are in different parts of in US or different parts of in India. Still, we will have some doubts like whether this part will have different vastu or whether that part will have different vastu. So maybe this answer will we will convince ourselves like whole globe or else whole vastu will be the same. But as you mentioned, that's a great answer. Like we need to make some convenience to our own homes when we are buying, ma'am. So
yeah, when there is natural ventilation, natural sunlight, then the house itself gets the positivity from the nature. So if the Vastu is disturbed also, but still every morning you have the sunlight in the house, you have the natural air in the house. So see, you have the nature in the house. Right? So when the nature is in the house, then definitely there is positive energy in the house. So when there is positive energy, so least what you can do, like you don't know anything about the Vastu, so the least two things you can do is that always see for the house which has good ventilation, where you can see where there is sunlight inside the house, and the second thing is there should not be any toilet bath in the northeast of the house.
Yeah, of course. This will create the Vastu Sastra and it will take us to a positive attitude. When we are cool in our home, it will become some positive vibration. There will be some positive vibrations in us and it will move us to a positive attitude. Thank you, ma'am. And one more thing, like we have different types of sun signs. We have different types of moon signs for each individual. Sometimes
Yeah.
there will be clashes from sun signs to the moon sign. So how this will impact the Vastu Shastra?
See, the sun signs, actually, the Western astrology, they follow the sun sign. See, when we see the horoscope, there are 12 houses. Each house is of 30-degree span. The sun remains in each house for 1 month and travel 1 degree each day. So the Western astrology, they prefer sun signs. That is why they believe that all the people who are born in the month of, let's say, from 20th February to 20th March. So they all are Pisces and they all have same nature. The Vedic astrology, it follows the moon sign. The moon travels that 30-degree span in 2.5 days. So we follow the moon astrology based on the moon. So that is why this sun sign, this is the difference between the sun sign and the moon sign. And it has nothing to do with us. As I said, if you don't even have your horoscope, just by doing the Vastu, you can also get the happiness, prosperity in your life just by following the rules of the Vastu.
Yeah, true, ma'am. So one more thing is, what's the role of ancient people in Vastu, ma'am? Like previously, whether the ancient people are following the same methods of Vastu, or there is a difference in every generations in Vastu. So how we are
Asian people, if we say so, the Vastu is that old that as I said, the Lord Shiva recited. There is a Granth like Mayamatam, and then the Ravana also created a lot of things in the Vastu. So the Vastu of Satyug is definitely Vastu. Difference in the Treta Yuga, then the Kal Yuga. So every Yuga has difference. So we have to just see how we can use that science. And if we talk about the, our scriptures, Indian scriptures, then all the Indian scriptures, whether it is Bhagavad Mahapuran, Shiv Mahapuran, Agni Puran, Narad Puran, Vishnu Mahapuran, just pick any of the Shastras, you will find the Vastu over there. Like the Lord Shiva said to Vishkarma that make this Vastu Vastu balanced home, and then he gifted that home to that king or something like that. Or the mandaps, they are made according to the Vastu. When in Indian culture, when we take when the bride and the bridegroom, they take that fere, then at that time the mandap that is set according to the Vastu. So it is definitely from Satyug, Treta Yuga, Kal Yuga. So every yuga has made some or the other difference in the nature of the people, in their livelihood and everything. So similarly, the Vastu has changed. But again, the science is same. The science is same. We just have to make it balanced according to the yuga, according to the place we are living and everything. According to our profession, age, place we are living. So we have to just balance accordingly.
Yes, ma'am. That's absolutely true. If we want to succeed in our life, the balancing is the most important aspect. So that's really a good answer. So we are in very deep discussion on Vastu, and like so many callers asked you so many questions. One small funny question for you, ma'am. For example, if the Hitler home's Vastu got changed something like differently, so what would be the situation? What would be the situation of Hitler's mindset? Whether it will be impact or it will be the same?
No, definitely. He must be sleeping in the very negative zone. He must be in the, according to me, he might have been in the southern zone. That's why he created so much. See, in the southern zone, also in the negative zone, right? And then his stars, because I have seen his chart. So his star says that he will be something like very strong-headed kind of person. So if I have gone to do the Vastu of Hitler's house, I would have shifted his bedroom to the eastern side of the northeast, because the eastern side of the northeast is like the zone of fun, recreation, happiness, joy. So the people who are very serious in their life, or those who find tough to enjoy the small moments, or those who are in depression, stress, I usually suggest them to sit for some time in the eastern side of the northeast. So that makes them happy, that makes them the recreation is there, then that gives them joy. They find joy and happiness in the small things. So I would have shifted Hitler from there to there.
true, ma'am.
And I would
also
have
wish like
lowered, and I would have lowered the, frequency of his south zone and the southwest zone. With the elemental theory and the color theory, I would have definitely dropped down the frequency so that, that thing in him that I should be in the power would have become lesser.
Yeah, truly, I would also wish to see what's the Vastu of the Hitler's home. So that's really good. Yeah, we have one more caller with us, ma'am. Let's take the call. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
హలో మాట్లాడొచ్చునా?
Yes, please.
మా నమస్తే మా, నా పేరు సుబ్బారెడ్డి, మాది కడప రాయచోటి నుంచి వచ్చిండాం మీరు మా బిడ్డకాడికి. ఈడ
చెప్పండి సుబ్బారెడ్డి గారు.
మన సాక్షి టీవీలో షో వస్తా అంటే చూస్తా ఉండమ్మా. నాకు ఇంగ్లీష్ రాదు, తెలుగులోనే అడుగుతాను.
పర్లేదు, మీరు చెప్పండి సుబ్బారెడ్డి గారు, నేను ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తాను.
బాగుంటారమ్మా మీరు? మేడం కూడా బాగుంటారా?
బాగున్నాను. మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
ఏం లేదమ్మా, ఇప్పుడు మేము బాగుంటామమ్మా. నేను మాడు వచ్చిందాము 3-2 నెలలు అయింది అది వచ్చి కూడా. ఏం లేదమ్మా, వీడు ఈడ ఇల్లు తీసుకోవాలా అని చూస్తా ఉన్నాడు. అదే వీడు ఈడ నా కొడుకు ఇల్లు తీసుకోవాలా అని చూస్తా ఉన్నాడు. ఒక ఇల్లు చూసి వచ్చినాడు మొన్న పోయి. వాడు వాళ్ళ ఆవిడ పోయి మా కోడలు పోయి చూసేసి వచ్చిండారు. సంతకం ఏమో పెట్టేసినారంట. నాకు పెట్టేసి వచ్చి చెప్పినాడు వాడు. ముందే చెప్పుంటే నేను ఇదంతా వద్దురా అని చెప్పేసి ఉంది వానికి. సంతకం పెట్టి వచ్చినాక ఒకరోజు పోతే, నేను కూడా పోయి చూస్తే అది ఏం రా అంటే, అది ఫస్ట్ ఏం రా అంటే అది ఉత్తరం పక్కన ఉంది. మా ఫ్యామిలీకి ఉత్తరం వచ్చి రాలా, వానికి చెప్పినా వాడు విండు. అందుకే మీకు చెప్తా అంట, మీరు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు కదా, మీ ఉద్దేశం చెప్తారని. ఇంకోటి ఏం రా అంటే వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడినా.
చెప్పండి.
ఉండమా చెప్తా అంట, ఇంకా ఉండదు. వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడినా, ముందు అమ్మే వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడితే నాకు అర్థమైపోతానే. ఒక్కసారి చూసినా అంటే పడేసినా. వాడు ఫుల్ లాస్ అయిపోయినాడు ఆ ఇంట్లో. మనకు వద్దురా అంటా ఉన్నాను, వీడేమో లేదైనా సంతకాలు పెట్టేసినాను, మనం తీసుకోవాల్సిందే అని కూర్చోన్నాడు. మా ఇప్పుడు నా ప్రశ్న ఏమరా అంటే, ఉత్తర దిక్కుండే ఇల్లు, అందులోన ముందు రోజుకి అస్సలు సెట్ కాల ఆ ఇండ్లు. అది మనం తీసుకుంటే ఓకేనా? ఒకవేళ ఏమన్నా శాంతి పూజలు అట్లా ఏమన్నా చేయిస్తే మనకు మంచిదా అనేది చెప్పాలమ్మా. మళ్ళీ వీనికి ఇంకా పిల్లకాయలు కూడా, అది కూడా ఒకటి నాకు భయంగా ఉంది. అది కూడా ఒకసారి మేడం అడిగి అట్లా చెప్పిమా.
ఖచ్చితంగా సుబ్బారెడ్డి గారు, మీ క్వశ్చన్ ని నేను దీపికాజీకి చెప్తాను, తను ఆన్సర్ చెప్తుంది. నేను మీకు తెలుగులో దాన్ని మళ్ళీ ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసి చెప్తాను. సో దీపికాజీ, వన్ ఆఫ్ ద కాలర్ వాస్ టెలింగ్ లైక్ హిస్ సన్ నీడ్స్ టు బై వన్ home there which is facing north side, and previously he used to stay in that north facing homes where that is a little bit discomfort to him, like it's not that much giving good raising for his son. So again he is planning to buy a home with the north facing. So he is asking if there is any any remedies to come over with that.
Okay, so if you are that no, you have to go for a north facing house only, then what you can do is that you can, at the entrance of the house, just put a blue color mat or a white color mat, then that will emit positive energies. Otherwise, if you have not seen that good results, then as I said earlier, you can go for west facing house also, east facing house also, or south facing house also. They are also equally good.
Okay, so let me translate the same to the Subbareddy garu, Deepika ji. So Subbareddy garu, Deepika ma'am em cheptondante, మీరు నార్త్ ఫేసింగ్ తీసుకున్నా పర్లేదు, బట్ మన సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ కోసం మీరు ఒక బ్లూ కలర్ మ్యాట్ ని మీ ఇంటి గుమ్మం దగ్గర ఉంచినట్లయితే మీకు కొన్ని పాజిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్స్ వస్తుంది. మీరు ఏదైతే భయపడుతున్నారో, నెగిటివ్ ఫీలింగ్స్ వస్తున్నాయి, నెగిటివ్ వైబ్రేషన్స్ కెన్ హ్యాపెన్ అనుకుంటున్నారో అవన్నీ పోయి మీకు మంచి జరుగుతుందని దీపిక మేడం చెప్తున్నారు. సో మీరు please follow that blue mat concept, Subbareddy garu. So yeah, Deepika ji, we have a lot of confusions in this, like so many callers are talking about what's the remedy and what should we do, and you're suggesting them like lot of colors, what we need to use and what we should not need to use. And one more thing is like what is this Vastu Shastra impact on the famous people like politicians? It can be like famous people who were in film industry or something else. What's the impact of Vastu Shastra on those people? Because seriously, if one people wants to be in the big stage in their profession, it's not a small matter. If they are in big stage in their own professions, so is there any Vastu impact on those persons?
Yeah. See, for politicians, I would say the east of the house should be very much balanced, because that is a zone for the politicians. Okay, so if there is any toilet over there, or if there is a washer dryer over in that zone, then definitely they will face some or the other problem in their, connectivity with the mass. Okay, in their popularity, in their connectivity. Similarly, as you said, if we talk about the flame stars, then the northern side of the northwest or the northwest direction, it should be very, very much clean. If the house is having, any kind of toilet bath over there, or this washer dryer over there, or the kitchen over there in the northern, because kitchen okay in the east, but if the kitchen in the northern side, northwest side, or the northern side of the northwest, then definitely they have to struggle little bit more. And then again, their horoscope will also matter, but then they have to struggle a little bit more to have the good results. So that's why, like one caller called in the starting of the show, that some houses good for somebody and not. So if there is a toilet bath in the east, let's say, and if a politician buy that house, then that house won't be that auspicious for them. But if an actor buy it, or if a businessman buy it, then that house will be good for them.
Yeah, true, ma'am. So yes, like so many questions we got today, and so many answers you clarified, and so many confusions regarding myths and Vastu Shastra. It's really great to representing a show with you, Deepika ji. So we will continue the same. We will continue the same session in the another episode. And thanks a lot, Deepika ji.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Deepika ji. Thank you, Sakshi. Signing off, Preeti. We will meet in next episode.